Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Philip. Today, I want to do something a little bit different. Rather than me react to TV shows and films, I wanted to look back at some of my original videos because they get so much traffic based on some general mental health issues which keep on coming up. Not just on YouTube, but also in my private practice. And by me doing this, it's going to let you into understanding why you might feel them and also what you can do about them. So let's look at the most watched video in terms of general mental health, which is how can I stop lying? And the reason why I think this video is so impactful is because so many of us lie instinctively. We don't even realize we're doing it. And as I say in my video, lying is an automatic response when we feel a sense of dread, anxiety, tension, or just not good enough. That carries on in other areas of our lives, not just with that first person we lied to, but outside of that, work, family, friends, all over the place. And then eventually what happens is we just keep on lying because in that moment of lying, we feel good because by saying it, our brain actually thinks that we're living that life that we're telling people about. But in actuality, you have to live with the fact that you're being inauthentic. You're lying. So it has a negative impact on your life, not just in that moment, but outside of it too. And the reason why you need to stop lying is because it's going to have a negative impact on yourself, not just in that very position there and then, but also outside of yourself. And then we get wrapped up. We don't know who we've lied to, what we've said, who we've said it to, and it just gets so overwhelming that we end up just pushing everyone away. And then in the end, you just get labeled a liar by people because people start catching on to you telling a story one week and not the next. So that's the reason why we're lying. So what are you going to do about it? The first step is to start noticing when you lie, who you're with, the situation, and also what it is that you want to present to the world about yourself, because this is going to tell you what you're missing out on. It's a mega tool to tell you, okay, this is what I want for my life. The second thing you need to do is when you catch yourself lying, you need to stop. And you need to tell that person. And that might fill you with a lot of anxiety and dread, thinking that you have to admit that you lied. But once you do it once or twice, you can say, actually, I just made a mistake. I didn't mean that. Or I don't know why I said that. It's actually this. People will forgive you and understand that you're going through something. You can tell them, well, look, I'm working through something. I caught myself saying something. I don't know why I said it. And people will understand and forgive you. And number 3 is you need to start putting your life as a priority and start thinking, if I want this thing that I'm lying about, and you have to think, if you're lying about this, how can I go out and get it? And the second most popular video on my channel is how to stop having nightmares. Nightmares are uncontrollable. We can't help it. And there are 2 main reasons why we have nightmares. The first is that we just watched something on TV or a film and our brains are still working through it, trying to process what we've just seen. Our brains are trying to show us or work through it in our dreams, and we can't help it. It's just that response to seeing something really traumatic, which is why we're having the nightmare. The second is the emotion underpinning your life, because when you go to sleep, your brain doesn't have any stimulus. It doesn't know what's going on because you're asleep. An emotion will come up in us, and rather than our brain just shut it down because it doesn't know how, it's trying to understand what that emotion is. So when an emotion comes up when you're asleep, your brain can't shut it off. It's trying to understand what's going on. Therefore, it puts pictures in your head. It says, oh, I feel this sense of anxiety. I need to try and understand what's going on. A picture plays, you have a dream, you feel what's going on, and you end up having to see it in your imagination. Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalysis, said that dreams are a window to the soul. It gives us a picture about what's going on in us right now. And dreams and nightmares can feel so out of your control and become so repetitive, impacting your life and your sleep. The way you deal with them is to start to go, okay, what's happening in my life which I feel out of control of? Why is it that my dreams are coming up, telling me this message? What is the feeling that I feel underneath the dream? And if it's a sense of anxiety, you have to work through that and go, what am I anxious about? What is it that I need to take control of? Because remember, anxiety is just a build-up of motivation. And if you don't act on that motivation, you feel anxious about it. We need you to start feeling empowered. And all of a sudden, as you're working through your life, the anxiety, the tension, the stress, the dreams will start to fade. A nice little trick for you also is to understand what that dream is. Say, for example, when I was a kid, I used to dream I was falling down a hill. And rather than leave that dream to be repetitive and keep on happening, I finished the dream. I said, I slide down the hill, I stand up and have an ice cream. I ended up feeling good, from sliding down the hill because I felt excited. I couldn't wait to slide down the hill in my dream because I knew I was going to get an ice cream as a result. You've got 2 pieces of homework here. The first is to work out what that emotion is in your dream and then work on a way to action it, to use it to motivate you to get what you want from your life. Number 2, if you have a repetitive dream, is to finish that dream. And anytime you have any dream, why don't you finish it in a positive route? Rather than feeling that out of control version of that dream and you having to live with that, start to take control. That's really what we're talking about here, taking control of your life. The third most popular video on my channel in terms of mental health is, why do I act like a child? Acting like a child might seem harmless and innocent because we're just acting in a certain way, which makes us feel good, a sense of relief and release from the burdens of our life. It's keeping you locked back, stopping you from motivating yourself and progressing through your life. So what I'd like you to do is this. When you start feeling that you need to act like a child, we need to work out a different way of you interacting with that emotion. Because the emotion is what's driving you to revert back to being that childlike state. Could be anxiety, tension, stress. What is it that is your trigger to make you act in a childish way? Once we work out that, next is to start thinking, what would a grown-up do? How can I manage this anxiety and act in a different way? And that way might feel scary at first, but after a while you'll get used to it. You need to start feeling motivated and driven to change so that you're not acting in a way which actually isn't helping you. Again, short-term win of acting like a child and not having to deal with anything, but long-term, that stuff is just building up and up and up. It's going to be even more tense and stressful trying to deal with it. Let's start picking away at it, motivating you to take control of your life. So as I've been talking to you today, I've realized these 3 topics are very, very similar. Whether we talk about lying being a path in which we feel good in the moment, but in the long term, our issues just build up and up and up and we get labeled as a liar. The nightmares are a reflection of you not dealing with whatever it is you need to deal with, so they come out in your dreams. And acting as a child is, again, acting in a way which stops you from being authentic and yourself. It's a mirror image of each other where you not acting results in you not being proud of your actions. And pride is something which I know I talk to you about so much, but it's such a great way of you knowing when you're doing something right, when you're acting authentically, when you're driven and motivated to get something that you want. These 3 videos, again, are all mirror images of each other. And if you're dealing with any of these 3 issues, we need to start working on building your sense of self-esteem, your confidence, and your resolve, so that you go, okay, I want to act in this way. I would be proud to be this person. Let's go and get it. Let's go and work on it so that rather than me being locked away, never being my true authentic self, you can act in a way which means that you're more likely to win and get what you want. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a very different video for me, but I've really enjoyed it because it's given me a place in which I can start to address your issues in a more personal way. So remember, if you've enjoyed this video, remember to like it and subscribe to see plenty more to come. And if any of these topics have spoken to you, why don't you let me know? And maybe I can answer your specific questions in the comments. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.